are certain are quite important, quite important. As such, current affairs may you need to be very selective here. Right now, see, India has been one of the forefront regarding textile industry, right? And it is one of the largest labor-intensive industries. But several international brands are being are getting manufactured in India. Now, in this context, in order to deepen this particular industry, because this industry is already facing certain challenges, major challenges being lack of sufficient land, okay, lack of sufficient investments, and increased logistical cost, lack of ease of doing business, and access to skilled labor. So, in order to have, like as we have a software park, right? Okay, the from the downstream to integrate entire supply chain from the process of procuring raw material to to the final end point. Better integration and to boost employment, the government has come out with PM Mitra. Mitra means mega integrated textile region and apparel scheme. Important, but it was launched not now. It is 2021 May, but it is India's first. Okay, PM Mitra Park. And yes, see here from farm. Yes, these type of keywords are very attractive for the mains examination. Farm to fiber to factory to fashion to foreign. All right, so complete entire supply chain has to be integrated so that India will become remain competitive, create more jobs, create more value addition. All right, so towards this, government has started what is called special purpose vehicle. These are only for particular project. All right, and this is again owned by both state and central governments. And okay, towards this, what are some of the silent features of this? It is these are common for almost all the projects. Okay, large scale projects. So it talks about each park will have at least 1,000 square kilometer, 1,000 acres of land. Okay, all the processes involved, for example, spinning, weaving, processing, garmenting, fabricing, everything will be integrated. All right, and core infrastructure will be on the form of plug and play, matlab ready to use factory sheds. Okay, will be provided. There is no need to waste time on, or nor it will be easier for the companies to close fast, all right, and scale up their production. All right, now research and development centers, design studios, testing labs. Okay, see, for example, Flipkart has to hire photographers, Flipkart has to hire marketeers, salesmen, etc. Okay, everything will be provided in one, will be co-located within the park. All right, and apart from that, the hostels, creches, healthcare centers for all the workers also will be within the park. It is like a huge infrastructure. Okay, so it's like a city within itself. Okay, important for the mains examination, as this will help in boosting, attracting foreign investment, boosting employment, promote environmentally friendly technologies, and enhance India's competitiveness and reduces the logistical cost. Okay, yes, this you can expect in your paper three of the mains examination. All right, now comes a very, 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 very important. So you can see that, a few days back there was a large scale, marine pollution, right? So you see this Elsa 3. You should remember these names. It got sank. It's a Saudi Arabian ship. It got sank near the Kerala coast. Now, who is responsible? Okay, what are the consequences of this? See here. Okay, tons of furnace oil and low sulfur diesel got, no, this is called marine spill. It's a type of disaster. It's a man-made disaster. So it results, okay, it will block the diffusion of oxygen, diffusion of essential carbon dioxide, sunlight into the marine ecosystem, which can affect the the sustainability of the ecosystem itself. And again, the zooplanktons, the primary, which form the base of the marine food chain, uh, they were found to contain high levels of petroleum derived pollutants. This is called bioaccumulation. It bioaccumulation matlab uska concentration as you go in the higher food chain, in a higher part of the the food pyramid, it keeps on increasing. All right, or and for that matter, showed the signs of decay, mortality, posing a threat to the fishes in the Arabian Sea. See, these are common for almost all types of marine disasters. All right, so if you can by heart this, that will be very good. You need to make a small, short notes. All right, yes. But this is a recent example. But towards this, United Nations in the year 1994, they come to an convention called United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. And under this convention, okay, recently, in the year 2023, an agreement on the conservation, sustainable use of marine biological diversity beyond national jurisdiction. Why? Because ocean. Okay, see ocean. See here, million, at least 8 million tons of waste are being, produced by the, are being dumped into the ocean, and the ocean has absorbed nearly 90% of the essential carbon dioxide. Okay, and essential carbon dioxide also, and if you study ecology and environment, you'll come to know that carbon ocean is a huge carbon dioxide reservoir, because if you see in atmosphere only 0.03% is there. All right, then where is the excess carbon dioxide? It is going in the ocean, and it absorbs 90% of the world's excess heat. All right, and they cover 70% of the Earth's surface. Then, don't you think we need to protect our oceans towards this? Okay, what about the biodiversity in our beyond the national jurisdiction? Okay, that okay, that we need to the countries have to come together to work on developing some marine areas for conservation purpose. All right, and create a new body to manage conservation of ocean life. Okay, important, very, 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 very important. Okay, because currently only 1.2% of the high seas are protected, and 10% of the global marine species are at the risk of extinction. Okay, because we should not consider what is, you know, what is, can be seen or what is useful to us. Ocean has its own independent existence, independent value. Again, this is a subject matter of environmental ethics. Chalo. Okay, so sir, what is this high seas? It is beyond 200 nautical miles. 200 nautical miles. All right, it is a global common we call. It can be used by other country in every country. All right. Now, next comes something more important. Not important, it is super important. See, nowadays states, including Telangana, including Karnataka, they are giving more and more raves. Or take the example of the Delhi Sarkar. All right, free electricity, free bus pass, free metro. All right, this free scholarships, etc. So is it affecting the state finances? In what way? What about the role of the laws? Okay, what about the role of the laws? Whether the future generation would be under debt. So in that context, India has enacted, what is called FRBM Act. All right, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, उसका key principles है कि we need to put financial discipline, and it has to be consistent throughout all the governments. Okay, in all the fiscal operation, the government has to be transparent. All right, and more importantly, it's recurring deficits as well as the yearly deficit. The government has to ensure that it has to completely reduce. Towards this, there are certain targets that they have to fulfill. Now, what are these? What are these? Fiscal target to be fiscal deficit. All right, should be reduced to 3% of GDP. Matlab, on that year, what is your borrowing capacity? What is your borrowing requirements? Okay, apart from your budget. Okay, excessive. All right, that is the deficit has to be, it should not exceed 3%. Now, 3% is fixed by the law itself. All right. Yes, there are certain contingencies, for example, disaster, economic shock. The government also undertakes certain fiscal expansion policies as well. At that time, the deficit can widen. Yes, there are provisions within the law itself. All right. So revenue deficit, recurring extra expenses has to be reduced. So remember, this is very, very important for the mains examination. All right. But the contents, all right, the contents of this report, see here, total states debts, all right, is around 22% of country's GDP, and by 2045 it would be 20%. And for that matter, why is that it is increasing? Why is it increasing? And see here, the debt to state GDP, debt to state GDP. Matlab, out of 100 rupees that you are producing, 40 rupees is in the form of debt. All right. So you can see that it is in Punjab, and Punjab, Haryana, in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu. All right. Towards this, also, for example, see here, Gujarat government, it is just 0.76. All right, which these are some things which you should be, which are more relevant to put your argument better. All right. So what are the reasons? Okay, high committed expenditures, interest payments. Okay, interest payments, defense expenses. Though for states, defense expenses is not there. Okay, and subsidy. Okay, and for that matter, cash transfers to farmers, youths, etc. All right, and the depth of the interest payment towards the earlier debts. Okay, this keeps on increasing, making it more and more challenging. All right. So how can e-governance help in rationalizing the expenses of the government? All right. So this we have studied, this we have studied. Now, can these genes, human genes, each genes are called genomes, can it be made, artificially? All right, can it be made artificially? Okay, and can they be programmed according to human needs? For example, certain cells can they be manipulated to act to fight against certain bacteria? Yes, definitely is what scientists at Stanford University. This is what is called cutting edge research and development. These are the ones which get Nobel Prize. These are the ones which get commercialized. Extra economic growth will be added. All right, develops world's first genome created entirely with the help of artificial intelligence. Sir, what are the benefits of this? Yes, we can customize, drugs and vaccines. All right, and we can develop drug resistant bacteria. Okay, industrial agriculture scientific applications में use कर सकते हैं. एंड अगर हम ये यूज करके डिफरेंट कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस को टेस्ट करके हम वो बायोफ्यूल्स बायोडिग्रेडेबल मटेरियल्स वगैरह हम we can develop it. Okay, next comes Clearing Corporation of India. Sir, what is Clearing Corporation? It is a body established in 2011, sorry, 2001. So see, if I enter into a transaction with another company, all right, there is a mediator. Okay, who is that mediator? It is this Clearing Corporation of India, again working under the guidance of Reserve Bank of India itself. Okay, and it will ensure that it is your transaction is completely properly settled and it is legally complete. All right. So towards this, see, everything today in India, we are benchmarking all our export import with reference to rupee, right? Oh, sorry, with reference to dollar versus rupee. So why not we diversify? Okay, because India is trying to internationalize its rupee. Okay, because if dollar fails, then there will be more risk. Yes, again, theoretically dollar will fail, but we know practically it is not possible. But India's rising stature, there has to be more demand for Indian rupees. Okay, so that is again important. And next one, India AI mission. It is not important, was super important. In yesterday's discussion also, we have discussed about India being the first global South country to organize India AI Summit. Already a global summit for the related to artificial intelligence. Now, how can artificial intelligence be harnessed? All right. So, do we need more innovation centers? Do we need more and more data hubs? Do we need more and more safe this thing? And for our AI, do we require largely data sets itself? And for building strong computational capacity, we require GPUs, which India is importing, okay, from top companies such as Nvidia. All right, now this is what is called India AI mission. All right. So because it seems that India was lagging behind. For example, computers started coming in 1980s. Okay, but in India it came in 2000s. All right. When the world was already into 4G and 5G, we were in 2G. All right. Now we need to catch up with the new technologies. All right. We should not, catch up with them. In fact, we need to lead them. Okay, so that is the discussion. Okay, regarding India AI mission. Yes, again important. Okay, so rest small topics are there which we will be continuing with tomorrow's session. Thank you so much.